Looks like we have some female representation in today's third round of the
Let's
regional. It's
go.
gonna be, I don't know the legends just yet, but she almost looks like a little bit of an influencer. I wouldn't expect this to be in a round three, but flipping over the legends is gonna be a Kaiser on the left hand
Okay,
side.
Kaisa.
Yeah, Kaiser, most likely a mech Kaiser, would you say?
Yeah, that's the thing. Now there are two versions of Kaisa with the mech and non-mech, and you asked for it and you get it.
There we have it, folks. Irelia will be the second legend revealed, and this is a good matchup. We were just talking about the fact that Arata's hit Riftbound about
Yeah.
4 or 3 days ago, and this is exactly where it applies. Falling Stars and Acathian Reigns from Kaiza are going to be able to get not so fast, aka Roxy should be able to go on the play. Now for early game, what kind of cards are you looking for if you're the Irelia? Are you familiar a little bit with this matchup?
Yeah. I mean, you're looking for the Poro if you play it. Oh, that's a Purple Draven. I was searching them. You've got your two drops here. You probably want to keep the Zonia. And do you mulligan the Draven? No, she wants to keep the Draven. She thinks it's really important to close the game, I guess.
Yeah, or just
And
to
here,
expedite the game, because I know you can't literally close it from like 6 to 8, but getting those extra points nice and early when your opponent least expects it could be nice. But you know, we were talking about what does she
that's
want to see
really
early
good hand.
game? She kind of answered us. She got the Guardian Angel, and I believe that might have been a treasure hunter.
Mm, Yeah, the Treasure Hunter. She
Mm-hmm.
had it in hand. She had the Treasure Hunter Guardian Angel Draven, purple, mulliganed I don't know what, and got a Stellacorn.
Oh man, but this is it, Leroy. Round number 3 for day one of today's regional open is going to be starting things off from Irelia. She did have two potential 2 drops and decides to deploy out the treasure hunter as her turn number 1, passing it over. Does Kaiser have a turn 2 play? And Kaisers of the old used to have things like Raven Bloom Student. Kaisers of the new tend to have that vision mech. Do we see it? Oh, and of course the Poro coming down. And I think she wants to read it. Not familiar with the plungering Poro. When you conquer, you do get an extra resource. She's like, wait a minute. I thought I was the only one getting resources there.
Yeah, and the Poro seems such a common card. Um, I got surprised that she wanted to read, but even we saw that even at highest level. Sometimes you just do that to make sure that everything is correct.
Yeah, keep
Um,
in mind and looking at the player records, these guys are 1 win, 1 loss. So not the highest tables, but either
isn't
or
it
is
one
still.
draw?
Is it draw? Is it? Yeah, that is a draw, right?
Yeah, I think it's win-loss draw. And you talked about it. There will be much more draws with the new 2 points rule. Um, and now she could develop the star account, but that would leave her exposed to the falling star.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think her best bet right now is to get the Guardian Angel going. Make that 2 Guardian Angels. The question is, do you want to equip both of them?
No,
Because you're
I,
going to
I
effectively
think
set.
I think I want to do that and then use my tide turner to get one more gold
Oh, I
and
like your play.
to not expose this. And if you take the falling star on the 2 units, then your star account is not being targeted. But she gambles against the. No, I really like that tide turner play, honestly.
Yeah, I was right there with you. I really like it. You get an additional token, and if a Falling Stars came out, you're not losing one of your most important units, being the Stellar Core Hoarder. You want to try to save that as long as possible with each and every move. I'll try to bring it up on the screen for those that are unfamiliar with it. Every time you move, you get +1 draw, and there's no limit to the
And
draw. It's pretty much endless amount. And he does get taken out from a simple conquer as the
yeah, and it
Poro.
was though not free for to the taking because the Titaner was at 2 might. Yeah, so that would have been actually 2 more gold and not only one. Yeah, it was such a good play, I think.
Yeah.
Um, here. She's exposed to an Executor Ray or a Void Seeker next turn. Because now, yeah, he's got 3 runes left.
Not too bad. At least she wasn't a victim of a falling star because she was completely tapped out. So that could have really spelled doom for her. But fortunately, giving her a little breathing room, allowing her to play one more time. Let's see if she's able to at least equip on a Guardian Angel to try to keep that. Granted, it looks like she has a reaction spell combat trick, but it's going to be the Defiant Dance. And thinking about it, if you go into the Void Gate, not too smart, obviously, because the Hextech Ray will get you in that range still, but there's not going to be a legal target. So instead, going into the Sunken Temple in case there has to be a reaction speed combat trick like we're saying, but either or, he picks up the On Guard, but the Wages of Pain getting revealed, and it looks like Roxy's a little bit unfamiliar with Wages of Pain, so I'll pull it up on the screen as well. Reveal and do 3 damage, and then you play 1 gold token for that Troubles. You get
Such a
pretty
good card.
double win there. You kill the Herder. I say kill, but there is a window of opportunity to play that On Guard to keep her alive. But you do have to note that Poro's still going to be doing 2 damage, so you have to get over 5 might threshold. You need to get up to 6 in this circumstance, or you're going to have to be forced to use that Defiant Dance. Defiant Dance gets you out of it. The question is, do you want to use it as early as now versus a little 2 might Poro? Doesn't feel that great.
Yeah. She will use the Defenders, and I think there's a Void Seeker in her opponent's hand that will be used instantly. So that's would be a Defenders gone and still get traded.
Yeah, you're right. That
Not the
doesn't feel.
best start.
If it is
Not the
indeed a
best
Voice Seeker, doesn't feel the best. Defiant Dance going to be bringing out the Stellar Corn up to 5, lowering the minimum. Actually, there is no minimum. If you guys read the card carefully, unlike cards in Origin Set, cards can now go down to 0, even negative might. Negative might doesn't essentially do anything, but Poro does go down to 0 might, so 0 to 5, but there's a total 3 damage from Wages of Pain right now, so a Void Seeker will do the enough damage to take it down, protecting the Poro as well. So do they have it in hand? You know, I will say, Leroy, I haven't seen too many Kaizas still run a lot of Void Seekers. I know some of the old Kaizas were even sideboarding Void Seeker. Do you remember that?
Yep. I totally remember because Omega Zero did this.
Right.
This being said, I think it got back on tracks because of the meta right now for Draven and so on.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad, and it does have the Void Seeker, so tap in 3, and it will be deployed out. So that Stellar Corn, you try to invest so much, you still should have a couple runes available. So this is kind of the good old tennis battle. Tit for tat, Void Seeker here. Do you want to play out On Guard to try to get over the threshold one more time? They have all the might, or trying to have all the counters on board, and she does have another response. So there's 6 total damage on your Stellar Corn. So effectively, it is dead if you pass Prio here. Even if you On
I
Guard.
think now you have to commit on guard.
Yeah, but you still lose with the Poro trade, right?
No, the Poro is at 0 might.
Oh, right. I think it was an On
Why?
Guard trade.
I don't know. I don't get it.
You know,
Um,
I 100% agree because Kai's completely tapped out. You had to do what you had to do. And the simple fact that, as you said, Poro's at 0. That was a perfect opportunity to use On Guard because you go up to 7. Exactly 1 might over the 6 total damage she had. I think that was an essential thing to do because now you're developing up these Guardian Angels without any units. Thankfully for Irelia players, she does have an Irelia's Chosen Champion to follow those Guardian Angels up the next turn. So not completely out of it just yet, but does feel like she had a little bit of a misstep this just turn.
Void Seeker is 4 damage. Yep, that's right. My bad. I don't know why I counted 3.
Oh, 4. You're so right. What are
That's
we talking
right.
about? 4 plus 3 is 7. So it would have traded either way, or not traded. It would have gone exactly up to 7. So our fault. I don't
Thank
know
you so
why. I
much.
think because we were thinking wages of pain as well. But yes, good call,
Yeah.
chat. 7 is exactly the might it had. So she's playing it excellently as our confusion. So apologies about that. We'll get it together. And I just noticed the Kaiser player is on Team AI. Do you remember talking a little bit about the AI team
Yeah.
out in
Yeah.
China?
Totally. Yeah. We talked about that and the team. Because I had DB also.
Yeah,
Uh,
RADB, another really infamous team out in China. So
yeah.
Kaiser player definitely in good hands as from a great pilot. At least the team tends to be really notorious in a lot of these events, but passing it over with a full set of runes, Leroy, that is impressive. I would imagine you would want to maybe play your chosen champion, but just goes ahead, pushes up to 3 points with that Pouty Poro, and leaves a full breath of runes. That's something to think about for Irelia. Luckily for you, you have a little bit of a saving grace with the Guardian Angels. You don't feel too terrified about all those open runes. And taking a look at the hand, you have a ride and an on guard to try to protect it even more. But the biggest protection is already on the base. So she goes out, plays the Irelia Fairvent. Does she choose to attach? I would imagine so. It would definitely be smart to attach at least one of those Guardian Angels right now.
Yeah. This being said, there's a world where the right play, you still attach the GA, but the right place to not go on any battlefield so that your opponent just wasted 6 mana. You see what I mean? Like
Okay.
those the mana will not be used, and so you get some tempo.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm
That's
not
like the
saying
higher
it's the
level
right
play
play.
saying, I'll just do things in the base, but it is a little risky
It
because
is
you.
a risk. You're behind already in terms of
Mm-hmm.
point and so on. So I don't know. I'm just saying this could be an option that is considered. Uh, let's see.
Yeah, was weighing out her options, deciding to not take the risks on Voidgate. There's just one too many spell potential. You do feel decently comfortable with the Guardian Angel, but maybe just trying to go the other way around. So conquering Sunken Temple, getting the +1 draw, but instead she had a bigger picture in mind. She wants to conquer both battlefields, but before going for the Void Seeker, getting a +2 readied buffs because you ready and you choose me, so +2 more might added on to that conquer push. I think she played this actually really well. We see exactly what she had in mind with the Guardian Angel feeling good. So you choose it from Guardian Angel, you get +1. You choose it from Irelia trigger. Actually no, that's the same trigger there, so it's +1 and then readied, so that's +2, and then +2 more. So yeah, I see why she's at +4. +2 from the ride the win, and +2 from getting readied and the Guardian Angel trigger. So now she's attacking in. Oh, that was an angled shot. Angled shot taking away. I thought that was only friendly units. Let me pull up angled shot for a second.
What? That's that you attach or detach a gear from a unit with angle shot.
Yeah, choose a unit and equipment with the same controller. Attach that unit to a
Yeah.
unit and detach the unit. Oh, so she's just strictly used angle shot to remove the Guardian Angel. So nice little tech, but now more importantly, you have to take down this Irelia. She's still at the very least up to 9 total might, or up to 8 total might rather, versus the 2 might of the Pouty Poro. So you do have to do some heavy lifting. The Pouty Poro can't do it all alone. You have three runes to work with. What can you do? Oh, it was a Void Seeker, so 2 damage. You bring that down to 8 might, or 7 might. So there's effectively 3 HP remaining on Irelia. The Bellows Breath doing 2-2-2. Oh my goodness, what a fantastic sequence of events for the Kaiser player. I see exactly why he left every single one of his runes open, from the angled shot, from the Hex Tech Ray, to close things out with the Bellows Breath. You know, this was just him really strategizing and thinking ahead, saying, I know what you're playing out. You're bringing out your chosen champion with Guardian Angel, thinking you're safe, but I'm just one step ahead, and proving why Kaiser player is looking to maybe take this one home. I mean, granted, he's not too in a great position, but that play alone kind of tells me and signals to me
Yeah,
that he knows what he's doing in this matchup.
unless there's another Irelia that appears out in air. Um, I mean, there's the Draven that's still here. Could be something.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
don't think
And
he
chat
has.
is saying a good key thing. Aurelia has deflect. That was 3 to 4 chosen triggers. Hextech Ray should have played defect. Stupefy should have played
He paid the deflect. He paid all the deflect. That's why he's solo on rune right now. He paid the
he would
deflect.
have to pay 4 runes. Okay, I think so, right? Did he pay 4
Yeah,
runes?
yeah, exactly. Plus, he paid one with the Kesa, the normal cost from the Extec Ray. And then, yeah, he paid, I think he paid the right amount of runes. Maybe he
Yeah.
missed one. I'm not sure.
I mean, to be fair, the judges are standing right there, so I think the judges would have got together, but
Yeah.
a card we don't get to see too often, the Draven Audacious coming out and hitting the board. Does he want to try to do the 1-2 Aurelia combo, equip the Guardian Angel onto Draven, exhaust Aurelia Legend to ready it and push it on forward against the Poro? I think this is an excellent position to do it. Not only do you have the Guardian Angel protection for the defense, but you're guaranteed to catch up on those points, right? You're at 2 points. If you beat down the plunging Poro, you get 1 for the combat and 1 for the conquer. I think this is exactly what Roxy needed to try to get herself back in this game, because to be fair, AI had to spend a whole lot of card economy to just take down a single card, the card being Irelia, of course. So I'm curious to see actually how many cards are left in Kaiser. She went down on runes, she went down on hands. I think Irelia not completely out of it with this Draven coming down. I like what Roxy's doing.
Yeah. She needs to. It's risky, but now she does not have any other choice than playing risky. And see, I come back to this, but imagine the Tidy Turner giving her 2-3 more golds that she would have not have to spend. She would be in like she would still be at even mana with the Kesa.
Yeah, you're so right. On top of that, you would have a Stellar Corn still available to you because it wouldn't be in the trash, which would make a big difference, because Stellar Corn, as we said before, probably the second to best card. Actually, with Audacious on the board, I don't even know. It's probably top 3, of course, best cards in the Irelia deck. But Kaiser looks to have 5 cards remaining in hand, so plenty of options to work with. Plays the card shop, not too often, but I believe this card reads, when you play me, both opponents or both players may choose to play out a gold
It's not
token.
exactly this. It's like, when you play me, play a gold token, and then every other player chooses if they want a gold token, and for everyone that had one, you get another one.
That's right, and that's exactly what happened. Irelia elected to choose to get her own gold token, so the Kaiser player got an additional gold token for that as well. Not too bad, you feel good, but for the Irelia player, she does feel a little bit low on runes, so taking a free gold token, don't mind if I do. One hidden card gonna be hitting the battlefield for Kaiser, but throwing it back. And just like that, I feel like Roxy is in it to win it, feeling 5 to 5, evening things up. If she's able to somehow maneuver her way to the other side, she's not going to feel that bad. Now, Leroy, knowing Kaiser decks, what can possibly be that hidden card? I'm trying to think deeply. It's just not coming to me. What can be behind that card on the Sunken Temple?
It must be Wages of Pain.
Exactly, I'm right there with you. It just came to me when we were just discussing it. Wages of Pain, most likely that hidden card. So Draven has to account for 3 damage. So right now, 4 plus the 3 is 7, plus the 3 damage on Wages of Pain. As long as you try to get over 10 might, you could be playing it safe. And now the Tide Turner coming into play, swapping places with the Draven. It is readied, and Draven currently swinging in for 7 might, so not the lowest. And you know, we did just see a Defiant Dance in hand. It would bring you up to 7, and it'll bring the total might effectively from Sunken Temple from 10 down to 8. So that's going to be right in the range, but keep in mind there's 3 runes at the ready for Kai'Sa. Oh, but now there's an extra Guardian Angel. You're not feeling all that bad. You're swinging in for, what is that? 8 total currently.
8 total with still 3 runes also on your side.
Oh, she's gonna get it. This
Oh,
Draven
yeah.
audacious Leroy doing so much work. If she gets this conquer, she's gonna be going up to 7 points. Roxy going insane right now. She has it on guard. She has a Defiant Dance. I thought she wasn't. I thought she was almost out of it early game, but that Draven coming down, hitting the board, changing the tides for sure. Now it almost feels like Kai's on the back foot, trying to think of these plays. Defiant Dance does come down, going up to 10 and bringing down the total effective damage on Sunken Temple, like we said, down to 8. So as it stands, Draven's going to be leaving the current combat. Now it's up to Kai'Sa to respond. Does she have anything to add on to this damage? Or is Draven just going to be getting 1 more point for combat and 1 more point for conquer? Because that's huge. Because then you're forcing Kai'Sa to conquer both on your turn, because all you need to do is hold 1. I like Irelia's position right now.
Yeah, and there's something that at the beginning she kept that Draven in a mulligan, and I was like, oh, that's curious. It's not that I was thinking it was a bad play, but
Oh.
it was better. And now she's showing why she kept that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ended up being a little bit worth it, saving that Tide Turner in this situation, because bringing back the Draven seemed to work out a little bit better than maybe the Treasure Hunter. It's hard to say trying to think back, but in this situation, it
Yeah,
almost
the
feels
game
like
would have
she's
been
done
different,
everything
but
perfectly.
indeed, yep.
Oh, that's a concession. Roxy bringing it back, which felt like she was on the back foot early on, taking it down, bringing her to gain 1 victory, bringing us into that game 2. Kai'Sa looking
Okay,
great, but as soon as, like I said, as soon as Draven Audacious hitting the board, it completely changed everything. It got 4 total points. It went from 2 to 4, 4 to 6, but plus the hold. That 1 unit got 5 points, Leroy. Can you believe that?
yeah, I can believe that. It's really good in Irelia, and she did great. Honestly, congrats to her.
Team to Kai'Sa a little bit on the back foot. She thought she had a huge advantage early on, taking down the Stellacorn, taking down the Irelia Fairvant, but just didn't have enough cards to finish out that mid to late game. But now Ravenbloom Conservatory will be the available battlefield for her. And in this situation, I feel like both legends could benefit greatly from that battlefield. And honestly, both of these battlefields kind of benefit both legends, right? Dreaming Tree is another good one for Kai'Sa. They used to run it, if I remember right.
Yeah. Let's see what. Sorry, did you ask me a question? I phased out for a second. I'm still not totally
No,
awake.
I'm saying, isn't Dreaming Tree decently good for Kai'Sa too? But I mean, maybe it was the
Yeah,
old Kai'Sa, because
yeah,
I don't think they're playing retreats anymore. But at the very least, we did see a Stupefy.
yeah. I mean, it can still be used, but indeed, it should be better. It was still like um, green, purple was probably the best user of Dreaming Tree overall. There are so many cards that will work with it.
Yeah, I
So
think
yeah, I don't know.
green in general is probably the best user, but yeah, even green purple
Yeah.
make it even better, of course. But starting off very reminiscent of game 1, Treasure Hunter being the curve out for Irelia, Pungerling Poro being the curve for Kai'Sa. Gonna be into the conservatory as you would expect, because every time you defend there, actually while I speak, I might as well pull it up on the screen for those that are newer to Spiritforged meta. Every time you defend on that battlefield, you reveal the top card of your hand, or apologies, you reveal the top card of your deck. And if it's a spell, you can go ahead and draw it. So super powerful battlefield, giving you some kind of really good card advantage if you're running heavy spell decks like Kaiser tends to do, and Irelia tends to do as well with those Defiant Dance, Defies, Discipline, Charms like we're seeing in hand.
Yeah, and as it is said in the chat, which I noticed also, he still does not want the gold.
Oh, you're so
He
right.
hates money. He
Perhaps
hates money
Roxy
so
wasn't the
much.
only one that should have read their cards. Conquering nets you a single gold. It looks like Roxy's not going to be forgetting herself. Treasure Hunter going to be moving. It does earn you a gold token. Exhausted onto your base. She's looking around saying, I won't forget
And now,
mines. You
and now
forgot
it's
yours.
like, oh, we just saw him go. Oh no.
Yeah, he's like, oh shoot, I was so busy establishing this Kaiser survivor onto my battlefield, I forgot the benefit of playing Punjali Poro on turn 1. Either or, he should get decent value from just defending there, but it's going to take a little bit more because he doesn't work on the move like Treasure Hunter. That's the big caveat there. You only get it on the conquer, so had to do it when you can, because that Punching Poro might not conquer any longer, any more down the road.
Yeah. Let's see. I feel like she's going to develop the Lonely Poro. And now it would be good if she had a GA or another. I saw a Discipline, which is decent.
Yeah, I think it was a Discipline, Charm. What else was in hand? An On Guard and a Defiant Dance, most likely. And Lonely Poro, one of the newest additions to Spiritforged. It has a Death Knell trigger, which adds to your card advantage that Irelia players love to have. So when it dies alone, aka on the base alone, on one of the battlefields alone, you will be getting one draw. And I didn't get to see out what he played out. Oh, that is a neat card we don't get to see too often. I believe, Leroy, if you remember the name of that card, I remember kind of what it does. Doesn't it give you an additional damage per spell?
Yeah, that's the Ravenbloom Tome, I think. Or at least that was the name in Legends of Runeterra, and it shouldn't change much. So yeah, I think that's one more damage per tick of spell.
Yeah, it is. So when you exhaust it, you exhaust it, and every spell, every instance of spell damage you do adds 1 extra damage. So in this circumstance, the Falling Star gonna be doing 4 damage twice. Keep in mind though, it is gonna be not so fastable because it's no longer a reflexive trigger. I mean, the Ravenbloom Tome doesn't really add to anything. Both the Treasure Hunter and the Lonely Poro were already in the range to die from the Falling Star. It's just to have later down the road because it is indeed a gear. So could be very well a sideboard card from Kaiser, allowing her to do 1 extra damage every single turn when you exhaust that gear. So I think it's a fantastic card for heavy fury damage spell decks like Kaiser. So I think this is something to be very scared of for Roxy. So we'll see what she has in mind. She's thinking, does she want to combat spell out of these falling stars? I don't know if it's worth it. Lonely Poro draws. Treasure Hunter's not going to survive the Kaiser Survivor attack. What do you think
Yeah,
she's
but
thinking about?
okay, yeah, if the Treasure Hunter goes up to 5, then doesn't die and can still trade the Kaisa.
Oh, very true.
And gives an extra draw with drawing 3.
Oh, then from that perspective, it definitely makes sense. And look what she drew, the not so fast, but the targets have already been chosen, and there's actually no longer any runes. But because Discipline was a reaction, I believe if she did have the runes, would you be able to counter the Falling Star? I believe you might be able to. No?
I think so, yeah, because you can do it with Defy. So I think that would still work, yeah.
Yeah, and now you can with the updates to the errata and Defiant Dance coming down, choosing the Lonely Poro for the minus, and then the Treasure Hunter for the plus. So that Treasure Hunter, it got 1 for his base, +2 from Discipline, +2 from Defiant Dance, sitting at a nice cool 5 total might. And as you mentioned, the Falling Star is only going to be doing 4 damage, even though you're not going to have a cleanup stage. The Kaiser actually... Defiant Dance.
Oh, she forgot about the tome. And she wanted to protect both units. Oh no.
Oh, she didn't double up on the Treasure Hunter?
No.
You know, Defiant Dance reads at a battlefield. She couldn't even -1 at the Kaiser in the back. Why is Kaiser in the back? Or let me make 100% sure. I'm pretty sure Defiant Dance reads at the battlefield. Oh no, it's any. It's
No.
any. Okay, that does make sense why Kaiser's
Oh, the game's
-2.
over.
But she completely threw. The play you said was so beautifully thought out, Leroy. You get up to 5, you get out of the range of the Falling Star, and then Kaiser no longer has an easy conquer. But in this situation, not feeling good about her decisions, Kaiser's going to be coming in, getting the conquer up to 3, and looking at the hand, you have a whole lot of spells, but not too much kind of push the pace ability. The Lonely Poro, it's okay, but you just got rid of your Discipline and your Defiant Dance. You can't even choose it. You have no equipment. Oh, Roxy's not looking to be in a great position. I think we might be, I don't want to speak too soon, but Kaiser looks to be in the firm driver's seat so far. Uh-oh, Leroy, the Irelia Fair event gets played out with no protection. Yeah. I don't like this play. I mean, you have to do what you had to do. I'm looking at the hand. She didn't really have too many options, but with the Ravenbloom's Tomb, the amount of kill spells that we know Kaiser might have, I don't think this Irelia champion is staying around too long.
There's another Falling Star, it's over.
Yeah, you might even scoop to save some time. You do have about 26 minutes, so you have plenty of time to finish out another game. Let's see if he remembers the goal. There he goes. AI doesn't make the same mistake twice. Gets the conquer and the gold. Just thinking about his next play. Has about 7 rooms to work with.
Star. He's got Falling Star.
Did you see it already?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I can't really see. I see a cleave in hand, and that's about that's about all I see. But Kaiser gets recalled back to the base to try to keep it safe, leaving that Dreaming Tree decently available for the Irelia. But it could be an excellent bait if he has something like Void Seeker. Actually, you can't exhaust Tomb as a reaction. It doesn't have the keyword reaction, so you could only use the Tomb on your turn. So something to be very considerate of. You could only do that extra damage on your own turn. So trying to do an Leroy, I think she does another Falling Star. She's recycling one for the Kaiser Legend, recycling the other one. And yep, you were totally right. That was a Falling Star you saw, but he didn't exhaust. There it is. Oh, I don't know about if I'm at a regional. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a regional level. You have to execute your sequencing perfectly. You have to exhaust before playing your spell. Thankfully, in this situation, it didn't matter. But call it rule sharking or not, that was the judge that did it, not the other player.
Yeah. I mean, I get the idea that now she had to play this, but
yeah, you know, going up to 5 points versus the 1, she did climb back from a big point disparity before, but I think this one's just a little bit too high.
And now there's a Darius in base. She could just forfeit, I think.
Yeah, I think she can. And what they're discussing now, Irelia does have Deflect as one of her keywords, so having to pay 2 runes for the chosen target from that Falling Star, so going down just to 3 runes, So good on the judges, because I always tend to forget that Irelia Fairvent does indeed have deflect, but that's what makes her so good as a card. Picking up a fight or flight, if I remember correctly, there's only a single unit. I think I'm agreeing with you, Leroy. I think you just scoop and go to game 3 and pray for the best, because in this position, I mean, you could maybe learn a little thing or two more about Kaiser. You didn't expect the Raven Blue Tome. Might as well see if there's any more cards like that while you can. There's still plenty of time to finish out a game 3, but you want to be careful. Sometimes games do tend to take a little bit longer. So I don't know. I think maybe it is a little bit of a scoop with this hand so far.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, we're trying to think of some lines.
and-
Charm, ride the wind, but we're talking about a lonely 2 Poro, Darius and Kaiser Survivor in the back. No matter what you do, yes, you could conquer to 1, maybe conquer to 2, but there's no protection spells. Not so fast. Can stop you from a damage spell, but what are you going to be doing to increase your might against a Darius, against a Kaiser? I mean, we're seeing the bigger picture because we have full knowledge of the hand, and we can see that it's not looking too good for Irelia.
Yeah. I really don't know how she can come back.
Okay. Let's see. It looks like Roxy has a game plan. Charming over the plunging Poro. Oh, she's trying to get a draw. She wants 1 additional draw before she concedes or before she makes any move. And it's a double or a triple. Not so fast. That's not what you want to be seeing as a Irelia player. She makes a little smile. She's saying like, oh boy, I am out of this game. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
She's still playing it.
Yeah, fair play to her. Staying in, doesn't want to be defeated by her own means, wants to actually get brought down by going up to the victory point for the Kaiser. So going on the Conquer, there's not really much you can do with 3 runes. You can't ride the wind when you have no units. So Kaiser goes up to 6. Darius more than likely will be going up to 7. And then it's on you to conquer both battlefields without the ride the wind. I can't remember if she still has the ride the wind.
She just used it on the Poro.
Yeah, and you know, if this game ends up being a tie, or what if she's trying to play for a tie? No, honestly, Irelia on the play, she did so good in game number 1.
Yeah.
I would assume she feels confident being on the play, but you are playing against a sideboarded Kaiser. We saw plays like that Tome. Perhaps doesn't feel too comfortable, and she might be leaning towards a tie, but I don't think she is. I think she's just a little bit more stubborn, not in a negative sense, but just in the fact that she never wants to quit even if she's so far behind. But she has to see the picture here. She sees the writings being wrote. Darius conquer up to 7. And that's it. I mean, you don't have, even if you have a unit. Oh, okay. Oh, playing towards all her outs to fight or flight. But keep in mind, he hasn't even played 2 cards yet, right? That Darius can come back and get readied again, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's card number 1. If there was a unit to fight or flight, it should have been the Kaiser Stupefy on their own target, readying the Darius and swinging in. I feel like from right there, just GG scoop. Oh, the Defy stopping Darius from going up, but you have another card, Stupefy number 2 coming down, and that card will ready the Darius, pushing on forward, conquering up to 7. So in the same position we were describing before, 2 units, 2 battlefields. What can Irelia do? You have to conquer both, and not just simple conquers. You have to get over 4, you have to get over 5, and she picks up a fight or flight. Won't be enough, so GG scooping things up, and we find ourselves going into a game number 3. We are talking about regional setting. We saw the judges don't let them take anything back. You have to play exactly by the rules. Please remember, in the beginning step, you can't channel, you can't draw before getting your Obelisk of Power rune. So keep that in mind for those playing in a regional setting coming forward in the next couple months. And did I add this right? Yeah. Okay, here we go. As I said, game number 3, Kaiser won up. Irelia one game up as well, but now it's Irelia, and she's starting off with an unprecedented 4 runes. You never really get to see it starting things off. So 1 for the treasure hunter and 2 for the siren. We didn't get to see that in game number 1 or 2, but for those that are unfamiliar, siren is a gear. You pay 1 energy and exhaust me to move a friendly unit from a battlefield back to base. So you get so many benefits. Right now, that play is looking good. You can push your treasure hunter and then siren, generating 2 gold tokens in a single turn. That also could be really beneficial down the line for Stellacorn Herder. Keep your Irelia protected. I like this establishment of the siren as early as turn 1. It could be very fruitful going forward.
Yeah, Tuporo developed on the other side. Good start from Kesa, but I feel, oh, and we see a Vex, interesting. I feel like there is like a lot to do for her. She's got a really good starting setup, basically, and that can help her ramp hard and get some draws and so on. Let's see what she can do with this.
Yeah, let's see, because taking a little bit of a calculated risk could have been eaten up by a Hextech Ray. You should be able to have something like a Defy to keep it protected nonetheless, but taking the play we mentioned before, Treasure Hunter push in, Siren push back, 2 gold tokens generated, and you were already double Obelisk of Power in. And as you mentioned in the hand, the Vex get played out. That's a decently good counter to Kaiser. We saw how much counterplay Kaiser has with Vex. Not only is she going to be able to pay, in Vex in general, Kaiser's going to be having to force to pay an additional energy and a power per spell, per card. So we'll see how much of an impact it has down the road, but so far so good as well for the Kaiser player. Going to be splitting the difference, conquering 1 battlefield each, going up to 2, but they are a little bit on the lower side in terms of might. So gonna be tapping, I believe. Whoa, that's a whole lot of runes. Is that something like a wait, 2, 4, 6?
That's the mech. That's the mech that summons 2 in base. I forgot his name.
Yeah, the Forerunner. You're absolutely right. The Ferris Forerunner most likely gonna be deployed. Interesting, into base. I would imagine to play it onto a battlefield. No, how do you feel about that?
I would have imagined that, but it's like, okay, you will have to split your units and I can retake behind. Oh, sure, why not? He's got only 1 mana left, so no matter where Vex goes, he won't be able to counter to anything to the Vex. That's good news. What does she have? She drew Fight or Flight, okay. It's a tough one.
Yeah, a little bit tough situation to think about. But as you said, if Vex, wherever you push in, guaranteed Kaiser's not going to be able to counter whatsoever. So let's see. Plenty of runes to work with, plenty gold, plenty power resources. I think I'm seeing a Ride the Wind Discipline on guard, and then a little bit of glare on the other card. I think it's Charm. So Charm, on guard, discipline, and actually I don't think that's Ride the Wind. That was a Fight or Flight, actually. So good interaction. You're able to push back something on the defense, because right now you should have enough to Vex 1, Treasure Hunter the other one with something like a Discipline or on guard, and you don't feel terrible. But maybe she's thinking about the Irelia champion, playing it out now.
Yeah, there's something funny, which is looking at her hand. There's a lot of tempo, but not a lot of draw and or value. So she should basically slow play, because I'm not sure she can make it to the end game.
There is 10 minutes left. You have to be very careful on the clock. Treasure Hunter does get pushed forward against the Pouty Poro. As it stands, you are going to be losing the combat, so you're forced to invest a little bit more, and that she does going to be investing the on guard, bringing it up to 3. And Vex isn't in combat, but there is no such thing as a Hex Tech race, so not only generating an additional gold token, getting the Conquer up to 2 of course. Keep in mind the Siren is still available to her. She's able to bring it back, getting another gold token. But at this point, you know, at one point you're just a little bit too spoiled with riches, right? Like, how much gold can you really benefit from? Especially because you already started with so many runes. So maybe she's thinking about siring somewhere else. Vex get pushed up, eliminating both of the units on the battlefields, going up to 3. And Siren yeah, I think that's smart. Protect the more higher value unit in Vex just to save it down the line.
Yeah, and I mean, you can still fight or flight your other unit, which is an option. But she's got enough gold, I think. Right now, she doesn't care much about generating more.
Yeah, I'm curious because she's leaving 5 runes available. We saw fight or flight. You know, since they were completely tapped out, no, actually, is because Fierce Forerunner is so strong. I was almost gonna say if you charm on guard that turn with the Vex and then you Siren, but the fact that you get 3 mech tokens in the back line never feels too good. But eventually you got to kill the Forerunner, so maybe that could have been a line she could have taken. But she's trying to say, you know what? Maybe fight or flight could be good here. Does she want to go ahead and play that out? She's tapping her runes or hovering over her runes, thinking about it. Do you feel like it's worth it, Leroy? Or do you just let that treasure hunter go? It got enough value.
No, I let that go.
Okay.
The only other option, I mean, you could have fight or flight the mech, the runner, because that card is slow and you don't want it on the battlefield and so on.
Huge
For the rest,
progress
yeah.
day coming down.
Yeah.
For those that remember from set 1, that is a draw 4. Draw 4, draw 5. I think it's draw 4.
Yeah, you draw 4.
Draw 4. She's just trying to see, is there a counter? Because there's only 1 power, but actually there's only... You could only win wall that. You can't even defy it because it's 6 energy. You can't not so fast it because it doesn't target your own friendly unit. So nice little draw 4, generating so much card advantage. This Kaiser is never going to be running out of options going forward in this game 3. But these players, they're playing, I don't want to say they're slow playing, but they're not playing like there's only 7 minutes on the clock. There's only 3 turns. You already have a tie. One more tie and you could be looking at not making into day 2. It's tricky because, as we talked about in the previous rounds, there's probably going to be more ties than they're used to seeing. So who knows what the real breakpoints are. But I think these players have to pick up the pace a little bit because the time is running low. You know what you want to do. Actually, to be fair, it's a regional, right? The nerves are there. You know your deck inside and out, but you just don't want to make a mistake, especially because you're on stream. That's like the worst time to make any mistakes.
Discipline. He could use Stupefy.
Yeah, it does have that option available to him. So Discipline going to be going up to 7 total might. So it does get rid of the Ferris Forerunner. 2 mech tokens going to be spawning for that combat. Going to hit the base though. So going to be able to swing for 6 might following that. The Vex is able to get Siren back if she wants to not try to hold. But you might try to build some defenses sooner than later. At the very least, you do have Flash as reaction speed if things don't go your way, of course. So trying to see, I mean, the Chosen Champion has been sitting in that zone the entire game. We're used to seeing it get developed nice and earlier on, especially in the situations that you have so many runes to work with. But I mean, maybe saving it for the most opportune moment. Gonna be instead charming one of the mechs over. I like this play, Leroy.
Yeah, that's pretty good play. I think so too. That reduces the threat by a lot. And that gives you basically the control of the board for now. And because of this, you don't play Irelia, but it's okay because she can be accelerated, sort of. It's not really an accelerate, but same, really quickly. And you are 1 point above your opponent. So you can close in 2 turns and they need 3 turns. So you're pretty good.
Yeah, the only department you're not feeling pretty good on is the hand size right now. 2
Yeah.
cards to Aurelia's name, one being the flash, one being the fight or flight. You're just not feeling that has enough gas to keep things going. You have the point advantage, but that's because you just recently scored. Throwing it back to Kaiser, she has an accelerated Kaiser survivor, able to get up to 4 and drawing an additional card. You thought he couldn't be able to draw anymore, so able to conquer perhaps 2 battlefields on this very turn, bringing him up to 5 total. Does push in the mech first. He's trying to say, do you have something like a ride the wind to stop me from conquering? The answer is going to be no, so we'll be tying things up at 4. And now I feel like an accelerated Kaiser doesn't feel all that bad. Of course, I can't see the whole picture because I can't really see the hand, but instead going to be going out for a spell, and that's going to be a Falling Stars, who, I mean, you only have 2 likely targets, but my question is, double on the Vex?
I think double on the Vex because you don't want to give the draw.
Yeah, and that's a big telegraph moment. You know there's not a not so fast. If there was a not so fast, that would be the circumstance to use it. But now gonna be playing out perhaps another Ferris Forerunner, as we're seeing right here right now, and that will be indeed on a battlefield, kind of blocking this Irelia from trying to get through the right side Obelisk of Power. But if there's one card that can really increase their might very rapidly, it's gonna be the Irelia champion.
Yeah.
But she just doesn't have the might increase cards in hand. She doesn't have the On Guards, the Defiant Dancer, the Disciplines. I don't know. I think she was looking okay in a moment, but since these Ferris Forerunners came down, it almost seemed like it just added to the advantage. Or to be fair, it
Guardian
might have
Angel,
been the Progress
good.
Day that really did it too.
Yeah, that helped, I guess. But she's got a Guardian Angel, which is one of the best cards she could ask for, sort of. Because now she can at least play Irelia even she doesn't take the control of the battlefield immediately.
Yeah, I'm trying to see a line of play. She has Fight or Flight, Flash, and Guardian Angel, so you can go ahead, establish your Irelia Fairvent onto the board. You could choose it as a Guardian. Well, first let's count the runes, because maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 runes. Fairvent's going to be costing 5, so 6 left. Guardian Angel going to be costing you 2, so about 5, 6, 7... Wait. Now I got a little bit carried away. 5, 6, 7, and there's 11, right? So 4 runes remaining after that. So you're able to... Okay, let's see what she ends up doing. So goes ahead and plays out the Irelia. I would imagine the Guardian Angel does get played out as we were expecting here. You will be spending a gold. You might... Wait. Spend the gold before you spend a thing, but okay.
Yeah, she's panicking.
She's spending the gold for the Irelia Chosen Chamber. I think in this point, she might be looking to
no, it's
use
because she
it
wasn't.
twice.
No. That's because she was at 11, so you need to. So you recycle to keep the gold.
Okay, that does make sense. Keep in mind though, guys, that Irelia Legend should be exhausted. You could only use it once per turn, and I say that because the Lonely Poro could go ahead and conquer the left side and then ready the champion. So yeah, the judges pointed out the legend should be exhausted, but that's something to consider, because right now you could expend 1 additional rune from the Conqueror to get the ability again. But actually, wait. No,
Yeah,
there's no way of...
She's going to sacrifice her GA, trade with something, then conquer with the Poro, then go back again with Irelia.
Yeah, or even, yeah, I think she's baiting out this card, the hidden card.
Yeah.
We saw it's waging, most likely going to be Wages of Pain, as we saw in game 1 and number 2. So trying to bait it out. and then seeing what she has. And she's saying it's your priority first. So what are you going to be doing? Fight or flight is going to be the option. So fight or flight is going to be going on the chain, pushing back the Ferris Forerunner for the time being. But it looks like Kaiser with 0 seconds remaining. Roxy's going to be turn 0. So keep that in mind. That could make a world of difference. In order to win this game, you have to win by 2 points. And Leroy, we said it in game 2. It would have been better to just concede, because what if you could have won this game in the long run, but now you have no time to do so. This is where your stubbornness kind of gets the better of you in some situations.
Let's see. Oh, and the angle shot. Once more. He's going to kill Irelia probably. I mean, she can flash.
Yeah. She can indeed flash, but she's completely out of runes.
Yeah, but that's fine because then there won't be... There won't be the Wages of Pain in the Foreigner. So wait. No, actually that's okay. And then she can re-equip on next turn. It's a bit weird, but...
Yeah. I mean, there's just not too many turns left. So let's see. He pushes back the Ferris Forerunner. You're still at 5 might. Take 3, so you have 2 effective HP. So you're going to be trading for the mech. The Guardian Angel going to be... Actually, no. You're going to be dying because the angle shot removing the Guardian Angel. Right.
Now you flash. And then you can come back without the damages.
Yeah, you flash, create a cleanup because combat ended. Yeah. But now, more importantly, you can't target Irelia once the legend is ready. I'm wondering if you had to go for the Pouty Poro or the Lonely Poro Conquer first, ready the legend, and now flash will create a window where the Irelia legend could ready her after the flash reaction. Oh, I think chat's correcting me. Of course, you could target from the GA, the Guardian Angel on the base. And taking their sweet time. They're already in turns, Leroy. So they're like, what's a couple more minutes? But honestly, this kind of playstyle might not be too beneficial going forward. So you want to be mindful of that going into your next rounds, because we saw it in game 2. It was as clear as day where you could have saved yourself at least 6 to 7 minutes off the clock, but deciding to flash now. So going to be saving Irelia, getting rid of all the damage counters, but the mech's still going to be there. So flash as the reaction, choosing her. So her might buff is going to be going up one more time. So I think total might is going to be going up to 7 at the moment, because the GA did get removed. And now she leaves, she removes the damage because of a combat just finished, right? That's how the rules work?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the cleanup should erase the damages.
Yeah, they grab the red dice. They're right there with you.
And now...
Oh, she attached the GA before the Conquer.
Oh, no.
Oh, the sequencing biting her in the butt. The Lonely Poro should have conquered first, readying the Irelia champion, and then you attach the GA. What an unfortunate situation Roxy finds herself in. She was a little bit nervous, a little bit hesitant about her plays, but she had the picture in mind. She knew what she wanted to do, just kind of did it in a bit of a reverse order.
Yeah, she couldn't ready anyway because...
Oh, right. She didn't have the energy for the Irelia legend. I forget it does get 1 energy to do so.
Yeah, I forgot. I messed up. I thought it was 1 power cost.
Yeah, me as well. It's 1 power cost to ready it, but to ready the legend itself, I might as well pull it for those that are confused at home as well, because I know we're not alone here. So I'll pull up the legend for those. And it reads, it has 2 ability. When you choose a friendly unit, you may exhaust me and pay a power to ready it. That's what we were thinking of. But the thing that came into play here is when you conquer, like the Lonely Poro was trying to do, or that he did, you may pay an energy, which he did not have, to ready the legend. So Roxy having a little bit of a frown, saying, I don't like this circumstance, I don't like this position. Falling Star getting rid of the Irelia, and that should spell doom. That is going to be turn 1 for Kai'Sa. Now it's turn 2. This is the last turn. If she can't conquer one battlefield, AI goes up to 7 and wins right there in that moment. And that is not what you want to see. The Guardian Angel and the Charm. You can't even get an extra draw with those cards. That is GG, Leroy. I think AI 100% will take this home with that pickup of a Guardian Angel off the top.
Yeah, definitely.
Well played, well played. Kai'Sa not feeling great in game 2. Or not feeling great in game 1, but reverse sweep 2-0 it is for the Kai'Sa player. Well done. Will remain undefeated going further into today's tournament. Will we catch this Kai'Sa player later on in the top 64 cut tomorrow? Because there's a good amount of Kai'Sa, so he picked a good deck to bring. You know what I really liked from this Kai'Sa player? The angle shots. I don't think I've seen too many main board angle shots that did so much work as we saw right there, taking away the Guardian Angels not once, but he did that play multiple times throughout that best of 3 series. I was really impressed with those plays.